Big up Yonti. So have I spoken quite a lot about this topic? And I think, you know, I'm a bit bored of it myself, I'm not gonna lie, but still, let's continue. So as most of you know, there's been this ongoing kind of mad it feels like a movement against some DJs of Israeli descent who may or may not have served in the IDF. I think the serving in the IDF is the most important thing anyway in the past. And they've been getting essentially pressured by some of these pages like Ravens for Palestine to basically get out the scene. People are not really happy with the fact that they have any type of history with the IDF, even if it means that they renounce it, they don't give a fuck, they want them out. And it seems like the latest victim is another member of the Roy Perez / Partok family, and that's Yonti, who, if I'm not mistaken, maybe, if I'm judging from the picture, Roy Perez's boyfriend. I'm pretty sure they're together, I'm pretty sure they are. So this is funny because I was thinking at the time when this whole anti, you know, Israeli DJ thing was happening, especially, you know, off the back of the unfortunate shit that's happening in the Palestine now, that I was wondering how long it would take before they got to these guys, because I thought these guys, they weren't that, I'd never felt like they went out their way to hide that they were Israeli or to kind of downplay that the fact that they may have served in the IDF. If anything, I felt like they did a good job online anyway, at least, to try and say, hey, we may be Israeli, but we don't agree what's going on in Palestine at the moment. It's a genocide, you know, free Palestine. We want a ceasefire. We want an end to all of this. And we want to make sure that both people, queer people from both sides, or in Israel and Palestine, are safe. You know, that's the feeling I got from these guys. Again, just looking from them from the outside in, not knowing too much about them, but kind of understanding that they're a collective. There's another guy too involved in them. I forgot the guy's name. There's another dude also involved. I think it's a bit more of a chubbier face. And you know, they put on parties. Sometimes I'd see something about money being sent to a charity. I don't know, but it didn't seem like they were overly, you know, down with the Zionism thing. It didn't seem like that for me. It didn't seem like they were flying their fucking, you know, Israeli flag high and proud. It didn't seem like they were really gloating about their time served in the IDF. It seemed like they were trying their best to make the best of a bad situation, and try to remind people that, hey, I may be from there, but I'm not of there, type of thing. Obviously, the first person to go down of the group, courtesy of the Ravens for Palestine, was Roy Perez, maybe because he's the biggest name. And then obviously the other day it was Partok, and now it's Roy Perez's boyfriend Yonti who's also going down, it seems like, because out of nowhere he decided to put this on his Instagram. And the post he made was regarding some comments people have been saying, I guess, regarding his history and shit. So I want to see what he said here. So he says, following the recent online events with concerns raised in the community about Israeli artists, ideologies and politics, I would like to share my stance and some context about my past. So I'm not too sure if this is in relation to something that Ravens for Palestine said, or if he thought to get in front of it before they did eventually come, because, you know, they're probably going to come to him anyway. I think, like I said previously, I think Dr. Rubenstein is definitely next. She definitely is someone that I think they're going to be putting their eyes on, but she's been, you know, kind of dancing away from all of this and not really been saying much, which I wonder how that's probably going down with Roy Perez, because I think they were quite close at one point. I remember seeing them play at Mixed Garage as a duo, as like a back-to-back duo. They don't play that often anymore, I don't think, so I wonder if that's maybe in part the reason why. But anyway, this is Yonti saying what he's going to say. Let's read the slides. I grew up in Haifa, a city of oh my god, but honestly, I'm so happy I don't have to do this ever in life. Like, honestly, I'm so happy I don't have to do this groveling, this like pleading with like an anonymous, imagine an anonymous Instagram page is bullying you, you know? Like, I could never let that happen. I just would never have it. Like, even if I was not guilty of what they're saying, like, I'm not gonna sit here and start like giving you my life story, pleading with you to like not cancel me so I could DJ. And it's like, this is just, the groveling is just next level, bro. I grew up in Haifa, a city of diverse demographics. Is okay, anyway, let's just continue. Diverse, my god. In a family that encouraged independent thinking and moral awareness. That environment led me to refuse military service. Oh, big up him. So he actually didn't serve me. He actually didn't serve. refusal was far from being simple. Shit, I thought that was like you had to. It was like mandatory. If you don't, you go to prison or some shit. Fucking hell. The social pressure to serve surrounds you from childhood. You are conditioned to believe that not serving will isolate you, mark you as a traitor, and close doors on your future. At 17, I felt forced to claim a severe mental health crisis and say that the conscription would push me towards self-harm, because a moral objection alone is criminalized and punished by imprisonment. This path is not available to everybody, and I don't take it granted and support the safety that allowed me to take it. Okay, so he didn't end up serving because he claimed mental health. Cool. The rationale behind my decision back then came from the same core beliefs that guide me today. I oppose militarism. I reject all forms of nationalism, including Zionism. I reject the systems that dehumanize, separate, or dominate people based on identity. I am against the ongoing genocide, displacement, and systemic oppression of Palestinian people. It's like a song, isn't it? Like, I have always voiced these stances publicly. At 18, I tattooed, I think that's something in Arabic, right? No borders, or something in Hebrew, I'm assuming. Hebrew, not Arabic, Hebrew, probably. Apologies. No borders, it says there. Oh, it says Arabic. Okay, I knew it. I knew I was right. Visibly on my hand, and declaration of the world I believe in, one without separation and domination. In 2020, I became a co-owner of Fee Garden Club in Tel Aviv. That's like a nice club, by the way. Don't tell me he renounced his fucking ownership of that club. That club was fucking gorgeous. For me, Fee was never just a club. It was an attempt to create a shared space where Palestinians and Israelis, especially queer and marginalized people, could connect, speak, dance, and build community beyond segregating narratives segregating narratives of the state, sorry. We platformed Palestinian artists and collectives, employed queer Palestinian staff, made room for conversations and connections that our surroundings constantly tried to prevent. It was imperfect because it existed in an impossible reality, but it was built with true care and intention. So basically, I've got black friends. I cannot be racist. Please don't take my DJ career. Oh my God, man, this is such an awful way to live. To this day, it's the only nightlife business in Tel Aviv that was vocal against the occupation, organized fundraisers for Palestinians, and displayed the Palestinian flag publicly, even when doing so carried risk. After October 7, I left my co-ownership position at Fee Garden, yet continued to host events and DJ there. What does that even mean then? Honestly, all this performative stuff is so nonsense, because when the chips fall, when the dust fucking settles, no one's gonna be here. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get this stuff. I don't, like, why renounce your ownership of the club if you're just gonna stay there and do events anyway? If you're gonna renounce your position, you might as well just not do anything there and make that as your stance. Okay, I'm against what's happening in fucking whatever. And also, it doesn't even make any sense after October 7th. So after October 7th, which is the Hamas attack at the fucking music festival, right? That's when he decided to, it's like again, when you try and play these games or you're trying to appease people, you just end up looking a bit mad, innit? But I guess at the time he thought that was a good thing to do. Playing at Fee felt like contributing to something important. Over time, I realized doing so exists even within a larger reality where this work disrupts the cultural boycott. Again, this cultural boycott is not mandatory, man. This is not like conscription. This is just something somebody created in their mind. Hey, cultural boycott. This is not, you don't have to do this. Like, this is just a nonsense, really. There are other ways that you can protest, that you can stand up against or do something to kind of help maybe in some way, shape or form end the violence over there in Palestine or end the genocide over there. But I don't, they're acting as if the cultural boycott is like a thing that everyone is observing, and it's not. It's not a bad thing that's not happening, but it's just, I don't know, I just don't get what's going on right now. I think this is just a madness all over the shop. It's all, as I am talking all over the shop, this is all over the shop. I admit I was stubborn, he says here, and it took me a long time to recognize my role in the normalization of the apartheid system that I strongly oppose. What are you, like, shut up. What are you normalizing? You were from a place. You tried to do your best with the resources that were available at your hands. it didn't quite work out. Like, you're not normalizing anything. Like like this whole thing, they're making themselves like what? So you're both not responsible, but then super responsible. Okay. Let's continue. I want to be clear. Even though I acted from sincere intentions, I recognize the intentions do not erase the impact. I acknowledge that by participating in the Tel Aviv nightlife scene, I contribute to a system that the boycott seeks to challenge, and I'm deeply sorry for any harm my actions cause. I am no longer performing in Israel. I cut all my professional and financial ties with the country, and I fully support the cultural boycott. I don't know about all this. I know firsthand how difficult and close to impossible it is to fully recognize your contribution to the system. Even as somebody who grew up in a family and environment that encouraged questioning authority and resisting militarism, the narratives we are raised with run so deep that it takes years to unlearn them. I'm still unlearning. I hope that by sharing this, I will help others who are going through the same process. Lastly, it's important to say accountability and pressure matter. But purity-driven identity politics that alienate people who generally want to support the struggle are harmful and counterproductive. Real change comes from dialogue, compassion, and creating space for growth. Yeah, but also real change doesn't come from tucking your tail, innit? Real change doesn't come from, I don't know, pleading with an anonymous Instagram page not to take away your career that they can't take away anyway in the first place. It's just a whole nonsense, man. All of this is a whole nonsense. It's so pathetic. Honestly, it really is. Like, Raves of Palestine, I get they've got good intentions. I really do think they have. But I think the way that they're going about things, the way that they're bullying these men is a bit mad. I'm not gonna lie, man. The bullying of these guys is fucking crazy. Honestly, I just don't understand how they're accepting this. So I don't know if this is in part due to this flyer that they put out recently, right? Where they're saying to people, hey, boycott Laundrette. We urgently call for our community in South London to boycott Laundrette Pie happening this Friday. Oh, it happened already. It went past. Okay, my bad. I didn't even know. It passed. Happened on Friday, November 7th in Corsica as a community members. So this party already happened. I completely forgot. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't have been able to go because I think I was iller than ill. So that wouldn't have happened anyway. But let me see. Do they have any pictures of what happened or what went down? Let's see. Okay, no pictures from him about it. Don't they have like a page for it? Laundrette wet. Let's see, anything? Okay, cool. No pictures or anything of it. So I'm guessing it happened. It must have happened, but we just don't know when. But it's gonna happen also in Lisbon and everything else in between. So I don't know, man. I think Raise of Palestine, again, like I always say, they have good intentions. I think, as most of us would have seen and heard, their hearts are definitely in the right place. But I just don't like the way that they're going about making people feel like they're bullied into saying X, Y, and Z and renouncing their fucking backgrounds and shit and where they're born. Like, it's just, I just don't get all of it. I just don't get it. I really fucking don't get where this is meant to be going. I don't get the use of it. It all feels kind of weird to me, man. It all feels kind of weird to me. But hey, what do I know? Not that much. Not that much.